Now, joining me now live from Israel is a father who was at the Supernova Music Festival when Hamas attacked, killing 260 and gunning down 260 young people and taking many others as hostage. Andrew Pieri, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. So important in this tough times to have the support of Australia and from all over the world.
Now, you were at the music festival. You've got two young children. What was the first sign that something was amiss?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, it's an electronic musical similar to the Subsonic that you have in Australia. There was thousands of people there. And at around 6:30 a.m., first rocket was shot. And my first thought was, okay, a rocket is shot. The Iron Dome will take care of that. Unfortunately, this is a common situation in Israel, and we're kind of used to that. And then another one, and another one, and another one, and we're close. The party is a couple of miles away. We gathered. We were four friends. We gathered together. We crouched on the floor, and the music immediately stopped. The police and the organizers started evacuating everyone, and we were shocked. We were distressed. We didn't know what to do. It's 6:30 a.m. a music festival throughout the night. People drinking and using substances and being under that influence and experiencing that thing is panicking. And from that moment, from around 6:30, we went to the tent and police evacuated us. And we said, none of us can drive. There's going to be a huge traffic jam, and the Iron Dome is taking care of it. So let's wait a bit. And I think that waiting saved our lives for the first time. We gathered all our stuff. We went back to the car, and one of the guys' wife called him, and she said, "Get out of there now! There's terrorists there." I saw it in his eyes. He got us into the car. I do not know how he drove us out of there.
So Andrew, until that point, you didn't realize this was a terrorist attack?
Yeah. It took us around, I think, 40 minutes to that point to understand that there's terrorists there. The first people who exited the party encountered those terrorists. We did not know about them. And once we understood there's terrorists there, we drove out of there off-road. Police closed the road already. Turned right on the junction. After about 50 meters, we dropped the windows. After about 50 meters, we heard an explosion. We heard gunfire. People running. We just ditched the car and dropped to the creek. It's in the desert. It's like a dry creek. And we hid there for about an hour. Only in my proximity, there were 30 people. And I'm pretty sure that throughout the creek, there were more. And hiding there, still, we cannot function. Physically and mentally, it's hard to function in that situation.
Were you? How were you feeling? Were you terrified? Did you understand that there were terrorists all around you?
We heard gunfire from 180 degrees. We didn't know where it comes from, and felt helpless. I have a military background, and I know what to do in those situations, but not when I'm in a party, feeling the way I'm feeling, and I'm looking for the source of the gunfire. How can I get my hands on a rifle? And then I say to myself, what am I going to do with it? I can't work with it. And we all panicked. The four of us stayed together. I think that's one of the things that saved our lives. We supported each other. We had a mantra: we're going home today. We're going home today. And we were there for about an hour, and at one point, the bullets grazed the bush that we were hiding. So it's four of us and four girls that were by themselves, and we're trying to comfort them in any way we can. And in that moment that we felt the bullets grazing our back, I dove into the bush, and only in that moment I felt that my mind and my body can cooperate, and I can do what I'm thinking of. And so I climbed up.
So how did you?
I climbed out of the. Yeah.
Go ahead. How did you end up getting out of there? How did you find a passage to safety?
I climbed out of the creek, crawling up, and I looked at the junction, and it's a horror movie. Everything is on fire. Pickups are driving there. Some guy said that those are the terrorists. I saw Kibbutz Re'im on fire. I knew we can't go to any settlement. We need to run away from there. Tried to get water from the car, but it was too risky to go up. And then I went down and I said to everyone I saw, listen, I'm going out of here. I don't know where I'm going, but we're going away from here. You want to join me? Let's go. And I was torn in that situation. I know how to look at a map. I know what to do, but to take responsibility on those people running somewhere I do not know where I'm going. And a lot of people came with us, and we ran, I think, half a mile. We hid there, called the police. They said, stay tight. We called our friends. They opened maps. They said, we're going to come off road to pick you up. We said, don't come. You're going to get shot. And and eventually it took us about 4.5 hours to get to a road, which was also dangerous, but we decided to go to that road. And the group always mixed. More people came. People left to another direction, and we managed to get to a road. Police car picked us up. Sitting in the police car, we were dreaded because we didn't know. We knew that they kidnapped police cars. And then they took us to a small town called Patish. My sister lives there. We got into her home, and she's on the phone and on her laptop with her kids in the bomb shelter, and she's coordinating all the people from the party. The town had like 700 people come there, and then they took us away on buses.
And did your wife, who was at home with your 2 children, know what was happening this whole time?
Yes, definitely. She knew I was at the party. She texted me immediately. In the meantime, she was in the bomb shelter because we live in the Gaza, next to Gaza. So she's in the bomb shelter with the 2 girls, having an anxiety attack and panicking, and texting. And I'm telling her, I know this is dangerous. I need to focus. It's hard as it is. I need to focus. I love you, and I need to focus on how to get us out of that situation. And I think the 4 of us being together and supporting each other, that's what helped us to dodge the bullet and to escape that situation.
Oh, Andrew Prairie, I'm so relieved you were lucky enough you managed to get yourself and your friends out of harm's way. And I just want you to know that all of us here in Australia, or almost all of us here in Australia, our hearts go out to you, and we're sending our prayers and love and safety to everyone in Israel.
Thank you. Can I add one last thing regarding what you said? Hamas, everyone should know Hamas is ISIS. They're killing in the name of the religion. They're raping. They're burning people alive. They're butchering babies. They're celebrating in the streets. Don't be blind. Open your eyes. See that. Okay? They're low lives. They do not respect the laws of war.
All right.
They're terrorists. That's a terrorist organization. Thank you for your support.
Andrew Prairie, thank you so much. Thank you.